This is the Zhiyun Smooth 5S AI. It's a 3-axis gimbal for your phone that features a magnetic AI tracker. Before we get started, I wanted to thank Zhiyun for sending this out to me. Now just for some reference, I don't actually film a lot with my phone. At least not to where I would want to use a gimbal. If I'm filming with my phone, it's usually because I'm just taking quick clips while I'm out, like to film my dog. I do get why people love using their phones to film though. The cameras on these things are pretty amazing. I'm a camera nerd though that likes to carry around a dedicated camera. So giving me this gimbal, let's see if they can change my mind and convince me that I should be filming with my phone more and leave my big and bulky camera gear behind. Oh trust me, I don't mind. My back's starting to hurt always carrying all that camera gear around. So yeah, it's another phone gimbal and it does what you expect a phone gimbal to do. So let's see why this one should be towards the top of your list. Zhiyun markets this as having 6 big features, so let's go over each of them. Let's start with the biggest one, the magnetic AI tracking module. I've actually used other gimbals with trackers like this and they're pretty neat. Especially being a solo content creator, it brings some dynamic shots to my videos without needing a cameraman. The AI tracker can be easily placed on the top or bottom of the phone holder since it's magnetic, and you can have it face either direction. You can activate it from within the Zhiyun app, but really, you can use whatever camera app you want since you can use gesture controls to control the tracker. The gimbal can rotate completely around its axis so you can record yourself effortlessly to capture every moment. So to start the tracking, you give it the OK sign. You stop it using the palm gesture. There's this custom framing tracking where you throw up the square gesture. Honestly, I haven't figured out what this does. And then finally, you give it the peace sign to take a photo or start and stop recording. The next feature is the integrated fill light. So the tilt axis arm actually has a light built in. It boasts a 650 lux peak illuminance. So you can see how bright this gets. Let's turn off my 2 main lights here and light up the scene with just the gimbal light. How do I turn this one off? Alright, let's turn this light on. Rotate the gimbal. And yeah, it's bright. The next feature is the Masterfully engraved body. I probably should have started with this one. Yeah, well. So the axis arms are made with a textured translucent material to enhance the user experience. The control panel has a dual layer cover design with a translucent shell, and the handle is wrapped in textured silicone for improved grip and comfort. It's honestly well built and feels really sturdy. The fourth feature is the orthogonal 3-axis structure. So Zhiyun is one of the industry leaders with its classic orthogonal 3-axis structure, providing ample space and an impressive load capacity. It's one of the only gimbals that I've tried that can handle my iPhone 15 Pro Max with a case on it, as well as a lens attached. It offers true 360-degree unlimited rotation, which gives it a super immersive vortex mode visual effect. Next is a smart shooting app. Pause. Who really uses these apps when filming? Like, be honest. I'm sure a lot of us have probably downloaded apps like these, used them a couple times to play around with, and then never touched them again. Maybe it's just me though. Like I was saying earlier, I don't really use my phone to film much, so I'm usually just using the native camera app. And even when I'm using this gimbal, I'd still rather just use the stock camera app. That being said, the app is there if you want to use it. It is useful if you need to calibrate the gimbal or adjust the parameters with it. So yeah, I probably shouldn't completely knock the app. But anyways, the final feature is the all-in-one control panel. So along the top here is the mode display. It tells you if you're in pan follow, lock, follow, POV, or vortex mode. It also indicates the battery level when you single press the power button with the gimbal powered on. Over here is a menu button that opens the app menu. There's a rotary dial next to it that can be used to adjust your exposure and ISO if you're using the Zhiyun app. In the middle of that dial is the fill light button. You long press it to turn on the light and use the dial to adjust the strength. Down here we have a joystick to control the direction of the gimbal. Next to that is the mode button to switch gimbal modes. And then a photo video button to take photos or start and stop recording. Since we're talking about the buttons, let's just go over all the other ones on this gimbal. On the left side is the focus zoom control wheel. It can be used to control the roll axis rotation or to control the focus and zoom within the app. And in the middle of the wheel is a focus zoom switch, so you can rotate through the wheel's functions. On the right side of the gimbal is the power button. Below that is a function button which is used to enter settings in the app. You can also press it and hold it to turn on the fill light. Or if you press it 5 times, you can reset Bluetooth. Now on the back of the gimbal is a physical lock switch for the pan axis. By the way, you unlock the other arms by manually rotating them. And if you want to film vertically, just rotate the phone clamp like so. Below that lock switch is the USB-C port for charging and for firmware updates. And then the trigger button. This does a few things. So first, a single press will enable and disable the face tracking. Double pressing will recenter the gimbal. Triple pressing will rotate the pan axis 180 degrees. Pressing it 4 times will switch the gimbal to selfie mode. This is perfect if you want to use that front camera because it keeps all of the gimbal arms out of the way. And finally, pressing and holding the trigger puts you in go mode. This lets you pan and tilt the gimbal at fast speeds while keeping the roll axis locked. The battery life on this gimbal is really good and should last most people all day. It'll operate continuously for 7 hours when the AI tracker and the fill light are turned on, or 26 hours in standby mode. So there are 3 packages for this gimbal: Standard, Combo, and Pro. I have the Combo version here, which comes with the AI tracker. If you don't need the AI tracker, you can save some money and just pick up the standard package. But if you do go with the Combo package, here's what you get in the box. Here's the packaging. Let's open it up. Here's the quick start guide. Mini tripod. Let's put this aside for now. USB A to C charging cable. Here's the AI tracker. No need to charge this because it's powered by the gimbal. Alright, let's close this up. And finally, the gimbal itself. Let's get the tracker on there, and that's everything. So the Pro package comes with everything that's in the Combo package, but it comes in a carrying case. It also comes with a second light module that you can attach to the gimbal, as well as some colored gels for that light. I know this was given to me, but I think the Combo package is the best option, unless you really need that carrying case. The second light is nice to have, but I don't think it's really necessary. The Pro package doesn't really cost too much more than the Combo package, but if you don't need the case and the second light, you might as well save some money. Now, I do have a few issues with this gimbal. The biggest one that I have is with the selection screen back here. When I was using this outside, there was no way I could see what mode I was in. Even when I tried to shade it with my hand, it was all a guess to try to figure out what mode I was in. My next big issue is the fact that it's not collapsible. This makes it a little cumbersome to try to pack away since I'll have to make more room for it. And finally, I wish I didn't have to reset the roll axis arm to store it away. This makes it a little more time consuming to have to balance the gimbal each time I store it away and then take it out to use, especially since I'm almost always using the same phone setup when I'm using this gimbal. It helps that there are adjustment numbers here on the arm so I can set it back fairly quickly, but it would have been so much better if I could just unlock the gimbal, throw my phone in, turn it on, and start filming. So has this changed my mind about using a phone as my main filmmaking tool? No. Don't get me wrong, this is still an awesome gimbal that I'm definitely going to be using. It's going to be better for mobile filmmakers and for travel vloggers, which is funny because travel vlogging is why I even started this channel. Alright, I need to pack up this drone back here to send out for repairs. I didn't realize that I could crash drones without controlling them. Maybe that's my superpower. See ya.